Looking for something to make the bass player in your life happy? We got some good options here. What's going on? It's Jason Heath, and we're looking at not one, not two, but three great coffee table ideas, books that are super engaging for bass players. We got links to all of these in the description below, and let's dive right in. First up, we've got Jonas Lohse's new English edition of the double bass book. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. Thank you to Concord for sending this out to me. Really appreciate it. So this was first published in Germany in 2018, and this English version was done by Martin Wind. Wonderful bass player. I've been meaning to have him on the podcast for years. It'll happen, Martin, one of these days. Forward by Rufus Reed. That's a good person to have do a forward. Got a little Slam Stewart here, launching things off. And wow, what a beautifully laid out book. So we're starting in 1500 here, going through Renaissance music. Some of the important instruments right here, the Gasparo da Salo. Wow. Getting into extensions. If you want to check out a video about extensions, check out what I've got linked up here. Look at that. I want to play the octabass. One of these days I will. I love books like this. They're great coffee table books for me. King basses. One of my first students when I was starting out teaching had a King. Important bassists. Sperger, Dragonetti, Bottazzini, Samandel. I think many of these have appeared in Stupid Bass History. I'm linking up to a lot of stuff. I hope I remember, but I'll link up to that also. Sound improvement from the laboratory. Wow. Older new bass, condition of the bass, playability, how does it sound, strings, varnish, prices, and how it's evolved through time. Busan, all these basses I wish I could have. Lot, Hawks. Wow. This book is a bit related, and I honestly don't remember who sent this to me, so thank you. I need to be better at tracking these things down. But String Instrument Setups, this is by Chuck Traeger. He's the author of one of the great bass setup books, and so this is really cool just about string instruments in general, not just bass. So again, it's got some great photos. Here's Ron Carter right up here. Traeger's Principle and 10 Setup Adjustments. Okay, so when a string instrument is being played, every single part is vibrating from one end to the other. Setup number one, end pins. Okay, here we go. It's one of the very best things you can do for a bass. Yeah, I've been talking with people about this. Another rabbit hole I need to go down one of these days is just experiment with all sorts of different end pins. Setup number two, the sound post. Anything done that mutes or inhibits or absorbs and or dissipates these vibrations is deleterious. Is that how you pronounce that word? To the sound. Setup number 8, the saddle. Yeah. It makes a big difference in my experience. The fingerboard. This adjustment probably applies only to basses. Even the fingerboard can have a small but noticeable impact on the sound of the bass. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about so much wood when we're talking with the bass that some things that might not be as big of a deal with other string instruments. The mystery of projection. Ooh, some instruments are much louder than others. Yeah, it is mysterious, isn't it? Don't do your own repair work. Yeah. I think many of us have learned that the hard way. Finally, a book that I actually shot a review of, but I forgot to have my camera in 4K, and so punching in was kind of weird, and I think I was like, anyway, whatever. But she just retired from the New York Philharmonic, Orin O'Brien. She has a wonderful book that's out through Carl Fisher, been out for a while, called The Double Bass Notebook, and I love this kind of book because it's a combination of her experiences, and okay, forward by Don Palma, another legend in the bass world. It combines her all sorts of knowledge accumulated about the bass and exercises and all that kind of thing. Just really cool. Automatic response file. What happens when we play a note? Okay, this is a really cool chart. Stimulus, eye, brain, response, sound, oral evaluation, correct, incorrect. Wow, okay. I'm gonna be marinating on all this as I walk around this afternoon. Before you play, what to do? Think before you play. Something I don't do often enough. Daily practice schedule recommendations, taking a break. Oh, this is so specific. It's like decades and decades of accumulated knowledge, working with the best musicians in the business, teaching so many students, and she's just such an elite musician in so many levels, and what a wonderful compilation of knowledge here. This is the sort of stuff I love. And she digs into a wonderful book that I've been meaning to do a review of for quite some time, a contemporary concept of bowing technique for the double bass. It's absolutely life-changing. It was one of the first books that I worked on when I started the bass, but it can be a bit mysterious to people at first, and so this is just a great entry point. Rotation system of practices for learning difficult passages. Oh, cool. Wow, contrabass bowing techniques, the basic 14 bowings. Another video all on its own, just that one chapter. And we've got some positioning advice. Very cool. I'm working on my German bow chops. This is all going to be helpful. Seated, standing. French bow, grip and explanation by Ed Barker. There's a good source. Love it. I love all three of these books. Highly recommend them. They will make a wonderful addition to any bassist library. If you dig this kind of video, check out what we've got linked up here. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.